Remember the last time you played a tabletop RPG and your friend cast the fireball spell, killing all the enemies and exploding your whole adventuring party? I know they say that living well is the best revenge. Well, how about you play as a living fireball spell and let revenge be the best revenge with Battlezoo Ancestries Year of Titans. Once a month for the next year, you'll receive a unique playable species you won't find anywhere else for your D&D 5th Edition or Pathfinder 2e games. Now you can play as a living spell, a skillful cyclops, a wicked troll, or even a mighty kraken. And those are just the ones I can pronounce. An hair jar?
It's pronounced ein hairyar.
Say tires?
It's satyrs.
Okay, I think I got this one. Dual hand.
Doulahan. It's a headless horseman from Irish folklore, you gigantic tit.
Every month you'll receive a new PDF or Foundry VTT module, along with handmade battle maps, tokens for your virtual tabletop, both static and animated, and detailed in-world lore entries, allowing you to easily add these unique species to your next tabletop session. All this and more for less than a monthly Egg McMuffin. Delicious. Head on over to the link in the description to learn more, because if you sign up for the Kickstarter, you'll get a bonus species a year early, the Mighty Titan. That's 13 unique species throughout 2025 to amaze your friends and family. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to call my dungeon master and tell them that I'm going to be playing as Godzilla from now on. Godzilla. There you go. That's, you know what, that's kind of
let's just sink it to
sexual in
this.
nature. Never mind. I don't like that.
That makes me uncomfortable.
Things make me uncomfortable. Find out what if you subscribe. Hello and welcome, Internet. My name is Jack Packard. I'm your dungeon master, here with Yahtzee Croshaw.
Hi, I play Mortimer Rafflesworth Everwind Smythe, the half-elf rogue bard con man thing.
That's a lot of commas or slashes, and I like it. I'm also here with Casey Wosu.
Hi, I play Sigmar Iceblood, the Asimar Archer from Vanessa Hudgens.
I mean, you know, good try. A for effort. Jesse Galena.
I play Grinderbin, the business mushroom, who's really on a truth-telling streak.
Have you ever been off that streak?
No, but
you
I'm
lied
sticking
exactly
with it.
once, and it ruined it. It ruined it all for you.
Yeah, it did. Good. Never again. Not even once.
And Amy Campbell.
And I play Deborah Yeatster, the Tabaxi fighter, who just likes friendship and winning.
Friendship and
And
winning,
food.
and you
things.
always win with friendship. Last time on Adventure is Nigh. Basically, last time was you guys running away in slow motion. The entire episode was you running away from Celia Sporefold after she had laid out her evil plans, given you some familial information, and more importantly, summoned her hordes of plant people-like creatures. You have battled your way through many. You've conned several into standing down, which was rather impressive. As you were running away, you ran into Queen O and her battle battalion, who had Moped Crimbenson in chains. You were able to convince the queen that you were still on the side of right, even after she caught you in a lie. And you continued to fight and run when suddenly we found out that Moped Crimbenson has been sneaking information via a scry spell to Egalier Frostbones this entire time. Egalier, a small band of Aasimar warriors, and more importantly, a small band of human warriors, Sasha's fierce warriors, have shown up and demanded retribution for their slain royalty. This is where it gets real. Hello and welcome, everyone. This is Adventure is Nigh. So we are going to start back in the very big mush room, which is the name of this scene, with Dabarella and Sigmar as you are currently running away from Celia and her horde.
So we're attempting to, yes.
Attempting to. And so let's do this. Just looking at our kind of initiative order, we're going to resolve this room first, and then we will move on to other rooms. Sigmar, what are you doing here? You had slain a few of these plant people. You have picked up and returned Dabarella's weapon to her, and all of your compatriots have just beat feet right out the room.
Right. Dabarella is still... She has a status effect on her, yes?
Dabarella is currently under the effects of the slow spell, aptly named because it makes her slower. She has a -2 to her armor class. Let's see here. The affected creature, and her speed is halved.
Right. So Sigmar saw her get hit with that. He does not want to leave her behind. Okay, I want to move up, attack the creature right to my left with my swords, so that Dabarella can move as far as she can without impediment.
Sure. Here, I'm gonna make that guy invisible so it doesn't look like you're dead. There we go. Okay, great. Yeah, go ahead. Give me an attack roll.
Attack! God
damn.
These dice are broken, Jack.
If you want to get physical dice and roll, make it like a little table in front of your camera, roll them in front of your camera, you go ahead. The dice are the dice. You rolled an 8, my friend, and an 8 does not hit. As you swing your sword, what I'm going to say is this plant person is actually just kind of curious and is looking at Dabarella and just leans forward, and so you slice right past them, and then they look at you like, what?
I can't take any other action, can I?
You can, if you burn up your reaction, which is something you could do if this person tried to move towards Dabarella, you could, as a reaction, attack them. If you burn your reaction, I will allow you to try to push them to the next square over.
Yeah, let's do that then.
Okay, so then what I will need is a contested strength check. Perfect. Okay, the worm shipper got an 11, you got a 17. So yes, absolutely, you are able to push this worm shipper. You don't do any damage. You're just like, hey, what the F? And just give her a good old shove.
All right, I'm okay with that.
I'm sorry, Dabarella. Before you go, that is Celia's turn.
There is a wall of fire between you and Celia, so that's good.
That's right. Thank you. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, the dead ones were still on fire.
The dead ones were on fire. That's right.
But they had started putting them out.
They had put out some of the fire. We're going to say, this area is still on fire, though. So what you see on your turn, Dabarella, is some more worm shippers kind of come over to this area to try to put out the fire, as Celia has regained control of them, and they are all doing that. Let me do a quick roll and see how they do.
Bad, I hope.
It's going to be kind of like a dexterity roll for them.
Hey.
Okay, a 16. A 16, what I'm going to say for a 16 is, yeah, they are all able to douse this fire, but it takes them the turn to do so with a 16. But now the fire is completely put out.
No, she coming.
And Dabarella, you see Celia kind of arrive there behind her army, and she's like, "Oh, now, kitten, we're coming for you. Your little fire's out. I got my babies back. You think you can turn my babies against me? Oh, no. I'll get all my babies back. I'll get my babies back, babies back, babies back. I'll get my babies back, babies back, baby back." All right, so now, Dabarella, it is your turn.
Do I need to roll the wisdom saving throw?
You can you can choose to reroll a wisdom saving throw, yes, which you should, to see if you can get out of this.
You can choose to just continue to suffer.
Or you can choose to remain slow.
Or the dice can choose it for you.
So you are still under the slow spell, so your movement speed is still halved.
Cool. Well, I can still move 15 feet though, so
Sure, you can still move 15 feet, so that
can get us into the next room, right?
yes, that gets you into the next room. Let's get you in there. Dabarella, you are now in the next room. You see all of those broken roots that you had to cut through to get in that room in the first place. And you have 15 more feet of movement if you use a dash action.
I've only just realized, because this is my first time seeing it, that the bright light I am seeing is Poppers.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That's absolutely true. Yes, Poppers is still glowing very bright.
Oh.
There is a very bright light right around the corner.
Yeah, I'll use my extra 15 feet. Where can that get me to? About here?
Yeah.
And I can see them all, and I go, Poppers! And the Queens! Hi! And it just like waves furiously at them. She got no idea what's going on.
Right. Dabarella, you made it out. We're running. We've Grinderbin and Mortimer just went down the other hall. We're gonna try to join them as soon as we cut down these folks.
Oh, thank you so much for all the help. You're just so wonderful.
Oh yeah, thank you for so far keeping me alive. So far.
I'll do my best to keep it going.
Thanks. Let's cut now. All right, so Grinderbin, it is your turn. There is a small group of plant people in front of you, and the newly transported warriors on the other side of them.
Sweet. So doing the umbrella to try and clear a path and look over at the people who just teleported in and be like, oh, thank goodness you're here. Hopefully throw them off a little bit with that one. Be like, look, all right, we need your help. There's a Dicaria named Celia. I'm sure you've heard of her. She's the whole thing that like Tyndall and Jeremy and Fiddle Faddle Frick fought over way many years ago. Look, she's made some sort of human plant army and is gonna try and take over the surface. That's just the start. There's also a whole dwarven army in there that is fighting for us to try and help us so we can go and take care of the earthquake thing. But they are not a big fan of the surface because they've lived in underground for a long time. Also, not a big fan of the human side of that, possibly. Don't mention that name.
Can I just say, I've always admired your articulacy, Grinderbin.
I appreciate that, even if I'm not sure if it's sarcastic or not at this moment.
Sarcastic? Me?
Like, so they're helping us out, but if you want to avoid a war with them as well, you're going to need to go in there and foster some peace. Show them that you are willing to fight alongside them to stop that army of plant people and Celia. Also, once you two take care of Celia, this is going to sound weird, all right? I am a direct descendant of her, so I am royalty here, and I can help with a transfer of power that is peaceful once you all work that out. If you can't do that, look, you don't want to fight a war on two different fronts. So you gotta go in there and you gotta do that. We're on our way to take care of this earthquake thing that you hired us to do. So
Can I just say,
yeah.
oh Christ, the turn order.
Whip out the stone!
Grinderbin,
We have a stone?
Show them it's the
Grinderbin was-
truth.
Well, they don't know how the stone works.
That's true.
Green
Oh,
good.
what I'm going to say is, Grinderbin, after that, I'm gonna refer to that as a vomit of information.
Oh, absolutely. Overwhelming them with details was part of the thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna say, like, all of these like seasoned warriors kind of came in, arms at the ready, and then slowly, as you were talking, they just kind of like lowered their swords and like they're just looking at you and like slowly blinking, like really taking it all in. I'm going to need one from you, Grinderbin. I'm going to need some sort of charisma check. So why don't we try persuasion? Why don't we try a persuasion check to see, like, and then I'm going to give a couple intelligence checks from my side of things, and we're going to see how they feel about you.
Hopefully they got points in history, because I did drop some names.
Oh, that's...
Oh, 21.
Cool.
21 persuasion. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Interesting.
See, this is why it pays to tell the truth, because I have 0 points in deception.
What you see, here's what I'll say you see at first, is Egalier, who's, kind of like sword at ready with all of these Aasimar warriors behind her, like kind of motions to them to lower their arms. And she just says, "Oh, this is significantly more complicated than I thought. I only got glimpses."
Oh my gosh, I had to stop talking. We'll debrief after all this, but it is absolute just fustercluck, if you will.
You couldn't make it up.
You just couldn't make it up. And the leader of the humans isn't entirely convinced. And she kind of like motions towards you, and it's like, none of these stories make any sense. Just because you happen to know of old kings' names doesn't mean you any of this is true. We know based off of an eyewitness that you have murdered royalty. And
Mortimer will interject and puff out his chest and put on his poshest voice and say, "You will speak to the heir of Tidenland Jami with more respect, sir."
I like working together. This is great.
Performance, Yahtzee.
Oh my gosh.
Performance. Normal performance roll.
Ooh.
Smashed it.
Nice.
21. Egalier, who's used to your bullshit, is just kind of quietly nodding. Everyone else is kind of like, whoa, is this serious? And what you see is this human warrior with the spear kind of takes a position behind the leader, puts a hand on the leader's shoulder, and just says, Do you think that could be true? Do you think he's a Jarmy?" And the leader looks back and says, "Go." Oh, she's so flustered by all of this. Like, this is a lot of information. She believes Mortimer, when you said that, she believed that you believed it. And so she is a little bit flustered.
Mortimer is taking charge, so he'll go, "Perhaps we could put a pin in this while we deal with the apocalyptic death cult." Are you doing an attack, Grinderbin, by the way?
No, if I have an action to actually roll, it would be to continue to foul language to clear a path.
Okay. Well, when I say put a pin on it, I'd like to stick my rapier into something to sort of illustrate the point.
Sure, Mortimer, absolutely. We're gonna say that, like, right now, turn order is a little wibbly wobbly while we figure stuff out. So go ahead and make me an attack roll on this closest worm shipper.
Yeah. Can we put a pin in this? Do I get... because I noticed the plant guys might be distracted. Do I get advantage at all?
Let's see here.
This is sneak attack if I do, and sneak attack does an extra 2d6 damage at level 3.
What I will say is, from the worm shipper's perspective, the last bit, because obviously, like, all of this talking, we go into kind of anime time where, like, the talking happens in a void. So the last big thing that happened was warriors teleported in. So I'm going to say absolutely, this worm shipper is like, what was that noise? Oh, human warriors. Okay. So yes, you may have advantage on this attack roll.
Nice.
Okay. 15, does that hit?
A 15 does hit, absolutely.
All right, so this does sneak attack damage. 13.
Ooh, directly, like, you stick a pin in the worm shipper and then, like, raise your rapier, splitting the worm shipper down the center, very, very dead. You notice that Egalier definitely, like, has some raised eyebrows, like, ooh.
I'm picking up a spark. Are you getting a spark?
And so the leader of the human warriors says, all right, first we take care of the offensive, then we settle this. And obviously there are... we're going to make this very, very easy, both for me rolling and for time. There are now 8 seasoned veteran warriors versus only 7 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, only only 6 active worm shippers. I'm going to say the warriors can win handily. We're not going to deal with those rolls. So the warriors, they descend, they murder, they do all of the stuff that they have been trained to do. Easy peasy. Now we got to cut back because stuff is still happening while this is happening. Sigmar, you are the last in the room here. What are you doing?
I'm getting the F out.
Great.
I'm just following Dabarella up to the next room.
Perfect.
And depending on how far up she is, like, I'm trying to stay behind her so that she doesn't get left behind because I know she's still moving slow.
Aww.
Sigmar, as you come into the next room, you see the blinding light of Popper's glow.
I'm used to that.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You've seen that before. So you walk into the warm, comforting light of Popper's glow stick.
Right. But okay, so I take notice of everyone else who's in here. And I go, I yell at them. The mushroom is coming.
The what?
Wait, Poppers was in the room with us, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, so yeah, Poppers turns around and Taquino goes, Celia Sporefold is in the next room. She's coming this way. And what else are you doing, Sigmar?
I don't know. I'm taking a defensive stance. Like I'm trying to hold down the fort while we're retreating.
Okay, great. Dabarella, Sigmar has ended his turn next to you, and he's basically like, you can. What we can say, Sigmar, because you're not like fighting here, I'm going to allow you to give Dabarella a help action for her wisdom saving throw. And so, Dabarella, give me a wisdom saving throw with advantage, because now, like, you're a little further away from Celia. Sigmar is right there, the warm, comforting light of Popper's glow stick.
Hey! Sweet.
Friendship wins once again.
Oh, friendship. And so you are kind of filled with the strength of your friends, and you kind of snap out of this mental block that Celia put you in.
Good. In her head, she's just going, friendship is magic. You can do it.
Okay, great. So what would you like to do?
I guess we gotta go help the friends. I feel kind of bad leaving Sigmar that far behind now, though. So maybe I just turn to Sigmar, and Dabarella's like, thank you so much. I'm feeling much better. I'm not so slow anymore. Poppers said that Mortimer and that went back to the room with the big pipe, so we should probably go help.
Yeah, Sigmar's in agreement. It was like, yeah, if you're fine now, then just run. Go.
Thank you, friend. I'll see you soon. And she like bolts it to there. Like, is that 30 feet?
What is that? Yeah, that's 30. And then if you want to use your dash, you can make it to the next room if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Grinderbin and Mortimer, you were helping clear out the plant people. Any plant people remaining are kind of still connected to that root network and seem to be inert. And so Dabarella, you pop into this room and you see Aasimar and human warriors basically like stabbing dead plant people on the ground.
Dabarella's Muppet! Grinderbin! Mortimer! Egerly! Oh my goodness! People I don't know! Oh my god! I'm Celia the big mushroom! She's coming! She put out the fire and she's coming!
Thanks for the update, Sir Dabarella. Come and join me alongside our lord.
Dabarella looks at Mortimer, looks at Grinderbin, assesses the situation.
Mortimer's making a meaningful look.
She just nods and goes, okay.
Back in this room with Sigmar, once again, I am going to say these are well-trained soldiers. These are like, if we're thinking Dynasty Warriors, these are the main characters, not the foot soldiers. Uh-huh. They're going to plow through the plant people. And so what I'm going to say is the queens, Captain Peabody Snatcher, and all of their guards make their way to center room, just murdering absolutely everyone indiscriminately in their path. They're going to be about here, Sigmar. We'll say it's your turn again. What would you like to do?
So I want to link up with them in the middle and once again tell them, like, Celia is right behind us. I don't like the looks of these caves. I don't think we'll be able to fend her off well in here. So follow me to the Dragonhorn room. We'll link up with everybody else and we'll make a stand there.
The Dragonhorn room?
Just if you walk into the room, you'll know why I just called it that.
Okay, so you're just pointing. You're just saying.
Yeah,
run.
I'm been telling them to like follow me because I know that was the path we came from, and that's where Dabarella and the rest went to.
Okay, yeah,
I don't know who else is in there.
Oh shit! It's
That's
about
true.
to go down.
With last episode, Poppers kind of vouched for you all, and so the queen is still a little on the hesitant side, but she is going to allow it. Then we cut back to the pipe room. Sigmar, you were moving, and so you have a fair number of movement. I'm going to say you show up in...
So Sigmar, what news of the foe?
She coming.
Our enemy approaches. Fight for your kingdoms, men.
Hey, Galir, what the fuck are you doing here?
Can we stick to the more? Could we maybe keep it to the more lordly language, Sigmar? We're trying to get a whole bit going.
Well, no, I know these guys. They know how I am.
Sigmar, classy as always. Okay, so Sigmar, yes, you're kind of right on Dabarella's heels. You see Egalir. You see some of these soldiers that have accompanied Egalir. You would probably know these are high guards. These are these are the warriors that accompany someone like Egalir Frostbones when she goes into battle. These are top tier warriors. You see the human warriors as well. They are still mushing the plant people into the ground. All right, you are all in the same room, and behind you now, you would all hear kind of the dwarves are still in that tunnel. They're just murdering all the plant people that they come across, and so they're moving a little bit slower. And so as the last kind of plant person stops moving, the leader of the human army kind of steps forward and is like, all right, now that the threat is taken care of, you will come back to us and face justice for what you've done.
No, that was not the threat.
Yeah,
The threat's coming. It just said.
There's another significantly bigger threat on the route.
They're very big and they're very scary.
Yes.
And we fought a big robot.
Yeah, irrelevant detail right now, Gabriella.
A big robot. Okay,
Yeah, there was a big robot, but that's not the current threat.
Okay, commanding voice again. We need to be setting up a line of defense. Quickly. Form a line further into the room. Get some men on either side of the door ready to ambush anything that comes through. Not the dwarves. Let the dwarves come in. The dwarves are on our side. We'll leave introductions for later. We must deal with the major threat.
Yeah, where are the dwarves going, Sigmar?
I thought they were right behind me.
Yeah, they're. You can all hear them.
So,
they are moving
they can see that
closer to you. Yeah,
I now know this information. Good.
Okay, Mortimer's knows just to keep trying to keep command of the situation if people are confused. So he's just going to try to keep talking over any confusion anyone's got. It says, "Come on, form the line, everyone."
I don't know if anyone's forming a line. I want to ask Egalier. I go up to her, I'm not yelling it to the room, but I guess people who are near her would hear me, but I'm asking her, what do you, why did you bring these people down here? What's going on?
And she, she's in a bit of a huff, obviously. She just killed some plant people. And she looks to you and she says, deals had to be made in order for us to move forward. We'll get to that when we're all safe, I suppose. And she then kind of takes command of the situation as Mortimer is attempting to, and she says, listen, all of you, let's form a line, let's let these dwarves in, and then we will try to seal the tunnel to buy us some time so we can assess the situation and plan out more. And all of her soldiers, do as they are told.
I would just like it to be known that Dabarella standing next to Sigmar heard that and is a little bit upset because she had specifically looked at Egalier and said, we're friends, right? You won't do anything. Dabarella's heard this and is a little bit upset. I'd just like that to be known because I do remember that conversation taking place.
Absolutely. We'll get there when we get there. And the leader of the humans looks to Egalier and sees her soldiers. She looks down, sees the dwarves in hefty numbers coming down the hallway, murdering plant people, and says, "All right, everyone, form up." And her people get ready. All right. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to get some dwarves in here. Boom! There's poppers.
I wonder who's here.
Oh, it's poppers.
Fucking poppers. Hold on. Poppers glow stick. All right. Poppers glow stick, who is now an actual glow stick. All right. We're gonna get their forces over here. Just as they come in, I'm gonna say your spell is wearing off a little bit as it's probably been close to an hour by now.
Fair enough.
Jack, I have a small question. I have a small question, Jack.
Yes.
I recall for a previous episode, Poppers said he'd wired the dragon's skull to explode.
Wired the pipes to explode.
He wired the pipes to explode, correct.
And yes.
So from where Mortimer's standing, can he see that?
Yes. What I will say is Poppers, he's not a sneaky person. He's not an infiltrator. He is a mine worker. So it's not like he was trying to hide the explosives. He just set them up in a very practical fashion. You can absolutely see the explosives.
So, well, I would just hope that I would see them and nobody else would, but I guess not.
Well, I guess no one else right now is actively looking for them, is what I will say.
And would the humans, or ASMR for that matter, know what the rock explosives are? That's not something that they're familiar with.
We'll deal with that. We'll deal with that when things settle down.
When the dwarves enter, as the dwarves start shuffling in, I want to make sure it's oh, good, you're all here. Okay, don't worry, these are backup. surprise teleported in and are going to help us fight against Celia.
Yeah, we didn't know they were coming.
That was very much a surprise.
It's all gotten very complicated all of a sudden.
And the queen looks around. It's more upsiders. You take upsiders. You're multiply. But you're the CEO.
Don't worry,
right.
they're here
it's
to
all
make
right,
sure.
Your Majesty.
Yeah, they're here to make sure that Celia gets taken down without anybody falling. So you all,
okay, sure, yes, and Egalier, what I'm going to say is kind of notices this, and in her very commanding voice says, "To the dwarven people, we promise you no harm, but heads up, I'm going to try to collapse this cave, so we have a little bit of time. Are you all through? Are all your people through?" And they look back. Yeah, we're all through. And so Egalier kind of steps around some of the dwarfs. Oh, pardon me. Pardon me. Okay. Egalier brings out a little spell focus and kind of focuses her energy, and what you hear is a massive thunder clap. And let's make sure. Yes, and the booming sound and vibrations cause the cave, this little cave right here, to collapse in on itself, all of the rocks. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put a little boop boop. All right, so that area is now covered in rocks and closed off. You're out of any sort of traditional combat situations.
All right, so quick update for the newcomers. This big pipe thing is what's causing the earthquakes. In brief, this cult of plant-based weirdos were all bashing it and making echoey sound echo off into the earth. And that was causing the earthquakes.
Well, King Fuzzy Hug is causing the earthquake, but then this pipe yells at it, essentially.
Yes, all right, yes, fine. It's the pipe is irritating a gigantic worm that's been running around in the tunnels underneath the Dwarven City. And that's
and
the whole cause
when
of the
Mortimer
earthquake.
says gigantic, he means like gigantic. I've seen it. It is the largest thing I've ever seen in my life.
So this pipe is like half of us solving the issue with the earthquakes, and then we gotta go take care of the other half.
Yeah, see, Celia is the mastermind behind it, so as long as she's alive, then there's always a chance she can restart this whole business.
Yes, and so like Queen O starts, looking around. She sees the Aasimar warriors. She sees the human warriors. She can, like, on the other side of this collapsed tunnel, you can start to hear like pounding and scraping sounds. And so Queen O, the dwarven queen, will be the first to speak up when she says, "Well, this is significantly more complicated than we assumed. We thought that you were just down here to steal our resources."
Perish the thought, Your Majesty.
After everything we've been through?
Well, with all of the lies, we made some, I think, very proper assumptions.
Well, you said yourself, Your Majesty, this is a very complicated situation, so if we lied, it was only to sort of summarize the details and sort of expedite our movements without having to pause for lengthy explanations.
That was not appreciated. I don't like being pandered to. That's literally the first character trait that you learned about me. I wanted all the information so I could make the best decision for my people.
Well, from this point forward, Your Majesty, you have my utmost assurance we're all in this together.
And she just kind of gives you a look, and what I will say is Egalier gives like a little snicker. And Queen O looks over to Egalier and is like, "Oh, okay, all right." The human warriors, the leader of that says, "Fierce warriors, to me," and she's gonna kind of fall back a little bit with her cabal, and they're just gonna go off to a little bit of a corner over here.
Yeah, everybody who's here with me, to be.
Right away, my lord.
Have a quick powwow. Quick little talk.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I'm not really sure what to say, but this just seemed like the right time to say, everybody get over here.
Yeah. Well, Celia's going to break through that wall any moment, so... First possibility, we fucking leg it. Celia comes in, starts a big fight, distracts everyone, we motor, we scarper, we beat feet, we get the hell out of Dodge, we blow this popsicle stand. I'm running out of ways to rephrase this.
But isn't killing people how we ended up in this way in the first place?
Yeah, I don't think running away right at this moment is going to help us out in the long run.
Yeah, honestly, our best shot...
She took a lot of damage when you weren't here. And she doesn't like fire.
And I did blow half of her body off.
Yeah, we got a lot of support right now. I think our best chance of taking her down would be in this instant.
All right. Well, in that case, we are going to have to deal with these humans. And I do have an idea for that. They know that you're nobility, right? And they know Ruckersford's nobility. So what we do is, we tell them it was a duel. No dishonor on either side. It was a duel, honor was satisfied, matter settled. Easy peasy.
I'm going to go and lean towards we should probably stick with the truth, which is it was in self-defense, and he did start it, and we were trying to de-escalate the situation.
He challenged us. He demanded satisfaction. It's all kosher. Trust me, just leave the talking to me. I can word it. I'll word it with my silver tongue, which I will remind you gives me extra bonuses on persuasion and deception. I'll word it and everything will be cool. Just be cool.
I'm going to have to draw a line right here and saying that it was a duel over nobility is just not going to be kosher.
Okay, fine. We won't say duel. We'll just use the language of dueling, and we'll make the point that if they start shit with the Jami clan, that starts a potential civil war in the human realms. So
see,
chew
there
on
you
that.
go. Now you're thinking. All right. Also, I didn't want to say this in front of everybody because I don't want to see like a sympathizer, but like it does kind of hurt when everybody's talking about killing a person I just found out was my mother. So like, this is a bad situation.
Let's
like,
focus on the paternal side of the line.
Sorry. And Deborah comes forward to give him a hug. That really sucks. And I'm really sorry that she ended up being so scary. And I'm sorry.
It's like,
I mean, do you have an alternative? Because now you made me feel.
I know. No, that's the thing there is that it's a real shit situation. And like, I don't want you to feel bad, but like, I'm very torn up at the moment. And I don't think there's another way out of this. But if you think one, I am open to options here.
But I mean, you're our best bet in terms of her anatomy. Like, is there anything you can tell us that could maybe disable a mushroom folk rather than straight up kill? I'm curious though, was Sigmar in the room when Egalier or the humans said that they had a witness to the murder?
No, you were not.
Okay, so I don't know that they said that. So I'm just gonna say out loud to you guys, how the hell do they know that happened in the tavern anyway, in the trading post?
They said something about a witness. Bread probably talked, or Domino Fantastic sold the information.
I reckon it was Domino Fantastic.
Domino? Never. Sigmar is very upset by the idea that Domino would have snitched.
As you kind of come out of your huddle, here is what you notice. You notice that Poppers, along with some of the dwarven soldiers, are reinforcing kind of the collapsed tunnel. They're, making sure they're like moving rocks into strategic place. These are miners. Poppers has a few explosives left that he is putting kind of around the doorway as like a last ditch. Like, maybe we'll, trap almost. They are reinforcing that. You also notice that the two queens are talking with Egalier, and Captain Peabody is kind of swapping, gear and stories with some of the Aasimar warriors. The humans are still off into their corner. They are looking at you. They are looking at you with kind of daggers in their eyes. And what I will say is,
Well, we know what their beef is.
as you come out of your huddle, they are going to kind of take a step towards you, and the leader is going to announce, all right, well, here's what I will say. None of this has anything to do with the human kingdom. We are here for our bounty and our bounty alone. We will take you out of this. I do apologize, Your Highness. I apologize, Egalier. We did not sign up for this fight. We are just here for the murderers.
You would abandon these good people to this fight? You craven cowards! You call yourselves humans?
Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Loud enough for everyone to hear, of course.
Of course,
Yes.
of course. It's not about that. This does not concern us. We can't be bothered with everyone's.
A plot to destroy the entire surface world does not concern you. Think of your own words, you fool.
What are you talking about? You've never mentioned destroy the entire surface world before.
Yes,
we absolutely said that.
We were absolutely discussing that. We did mention the words apocalyptic death cult, did we not?
Well, I'm sorry, but the mushroom person talked a whole lot and it was really easy to zone out.
Well, that's his prerogative. Eccentricity is the privilege of the nobility.
All right, Sigmar jumps up on the horn and says, I don't care what you're talking about. You're not taking me out of here without a fight.
Yeah, perhaps we could focus our energies towards the common threat, as was the plan, before some people started getting uppity.
Yeah. I'm going to point to the dwarves and be like, they agreed to do this with us, and you're gonna turn on them and let them face Celia all alone?
Ooh,
Also trying to say that
I would like to be in your
enough.
shoes if they could hear you.
Oh no. Since this happened, everyone is turned towards you and watching the fight.
Dabarella pounces forward before anything else happens and goes, "Stop it! All of you stop!" And she's just looking around, like circling around at everyone because she's a bit miffed at this point. And she goes, "Stop! The reason you all fought and the reason the dwarfs lived down and we lived up is because you were all mean to each other. And it's about time that you just stopped. And you just need to be a bit nicer because friendship's really important. And these are my friends. And Egalier, you said you'd help us. And the dwarves have been nothing but nice, and maybe they didn't trust us, and that's fair because of all the mean things you all did in the past. So maybe you just need to be a little bit nicer, and then everything would be okay because there's a big mean lady who wants to kill everyone, and I don't want anyone to die."
Beautiful.
Stunned silence.
Beautiful.
Great job, Egalier. You made the cat cry.
Dabarella, I need persuasion with advantage. After that lovely speech, you get advantage.
Thank you.
That was a delight.
14. Okay, with a 14, you have a good number of people who look to be moved by your speech. You know, a lot of the soldiers, the dwarven queens are very like, yeah, we didn't trust them, and I guess they are trying to fight with us. They're still, you know, we heard the one yell, like, you know, at the humans who wanted to leave. Oh, I guess that makes sense. Egalier seems very unmoved, because that's her prerogative. The human leader says, this is not our fight. We did not start any fight, and the fact that you say such preposterous things about giant mushrooms, about our long departed and much beloved King Jarmy, the fact that you claim to be a Jarmy, you expect us to what? To follow you when you have such preposterous claims?
Well, think about it. He was a lover, not a fighter, and then you all decided to fight about it. And that's why there's a little human mushroom baby right here who is a descendant. It doesn't make much sense. I mean, I'm a big cat. Nothing makes much sense.
In some ways, Dabarella, you're the wisest of us all.
Let's see here. Okay, the leader turns to this one next to her. Connie, show them your mark. And this warrior kind of steps up close to you and removes a piece of her armor, and on her shoulder you see a very distinct birthmark. What the leader says is, I would like you all to meet Connie Loose Lips Jarmy, the last known descendant of Tydenlin Jarmy.
Ooh, family reunion.
Every Jarmy born has had this exact distinct birthmark on them. Mushroom, show us yours to prove that you are a Jarmy.
Mortimer, look at his head.
I'm just gonna Grinderbin bends down like I don't know what's up there, is it? Grinderbin is pretty tall, so it's like quick point. God. A, do I know if I have this?
Yeah, does he actually have this birthmark?
You're only 9 months old.
You're only 9 months old. As a Dicaria, I get this is going to sound weird, but so I have a question for you, Grinderbin. As a human, we, get naked and bathe. We would know if we would have a distinct marking on us. Is that something a Dicaria does? Would you ever just poke around at your unclothed mushroom body?
I don't know about the term "would poke around my unclothed mushroom body," but yes,
that's an accurate
undressing,
description.
washing. That's all fairly. Make sure you smell good and you're clean.
Okay.
So yes.
If that is the case, so yes, if you bathe regularly,
okay.
Yeah.
I would point out, and this might screw us over. Grinderbin doesn't have eyes.
Grinderbin does not have eyes.
So how does he see?
Flavor text, I guess, is kind of how. Yeah.
Grinderbin has senses.
Right.
Grinderbin sees, not in a traditional sense, but Grinderbin sees here's what I'll say. We had at the very start of this season a shopping montage in which all of you got brand new clothes. So what I am going to say is, Mortimer, during our shopping montage, Grinderbin is probably not used to human modesty, probably got changed right in front of all of you. And Mortimer, you would be a person who would notice little things, as you are a thief and a con man.
It's on his little mushy butt.
Mushy butt.
On his mushy butt. And what I'm going to say is it's right on what would be his belly. There is a very distinct birthmark right on his belly. Grinderbin, I don't think you would know it was there.
Okay.
I don't think you can see color differences, but Mortimer, you know it's
He'll
there.
smartly take Grinderbin by the shoulders, rotate him towards Connie, grab his shirt and lift it right up to his neck.
Grinderbin is going to put some faith in Mortimer, possibly to their detriment.
Behold!
And it's going to be like,
behold, oh ye of little faith.
Check this out.
Be like, God, I hope there's
six-pack.
something there. Yeah. It's just like, I'm ripped. What about it?
I'm ripped. Oh yeah, you got a six-pack. You don't even have muscles, but you have a six-pack. It's actually just more folds of mushrooms, but it happens to look like abs. And while Connie's birthmark is rather small, just on her shoulder, Grinderbin, your birthmark is is massive. It takes up the entirety of your torso. And Connie looks at you and goes, brother, cousin? I don't know what... You're a Jarmy. And you see the leader just go, fuck.
Now, unless thou art prepared to start civil war between the human clans this day, I'd thank you to leave this settled dispute to one side, sir.
The one with the birthmark, Connie, actually takes a step closer to you, Grinderbin. Puts a hand, obviously Mortimer puts your shirt down first, puts a hand on you and just says, We've always been taught family comes first. She looks over and she says, Becky, we have to trust him. We have to trust that he's a Jarmy.
Reach and shake hand and be like, cousin, just whatever, whatever, we're family. That is what counts.
Absolutely.
Honor is satisfied. Yay!
I can't go any further. Is that Becky with the good hair?
It's pronounced good hair, but yes, that's the leader of Sasha's Fierce Warriors, Becky Goodair. Thank you.
These names.
That's a Beyonce reference. To those who don't know, what I'll say is, like, Mortimer, as you see kind of a resolution over here, you notice over your shoulder that the Queens and Egalier seem to be hitting it off rather well, getting rather chummy.
Yeah, Sigmar wants to point in that direction and say, I don't like the looks of that.
I don't think Egalier's got anything on us that the dwarves will be interested in. Perhaps this might be a good time to find out what they're talking about, though. Okay, how goes the defense line, stalwart allies?
Quino, kind of mid-laugh, turns to you and says, we're so lucky to have the Mind Master down here. They seem to have fortified the cave walls rather well. Just been chatting with this wonderful upside. No offense to you all. You came across rather crass. I just assumed all upsiders were kind of like you, but no, such charm and prestige with upsiders.
Not so down to earth as we thought. Nob recognizes Nob. Portia recognizes Portia.
You thought that in your head, right?
Yeah, maybe I mumbled it to my allies behind me.
So Queen O to you, kind of widening the circle, says we've brought Egalier up to speed. What we know about King Fuzzy Hug, what we know about the earthquakes. Now that we know Celia is involved, and we see this device, we've cobbled, and of course what Poppers has told us of your findings. It seems that yes, everything you've told us is true. Celia has been purposefully agitating this great beast to cause the earthquakes that are plaguing us all.
I feel after we deal with Celia, we may have to force an encounter with this beast to make sure it poses no further threat.
Oh, well, we might need some greater numbers. Celia obviously is priority one to make sure it's no longer roused.
Yeah, she was connected to the root network that you might have seen all these plant dudes connecting to, and I felt like we needed to disconnect her from that sharpish so she could no longer be in control of them, so we kind of blew her to bits. So that probably took a big chunk out of her.
Good. That's probably what's slowing her down, absolutely. Well, it's been quite a while since we've done, my dwarven compatriots have done any major fighting outside of the Murder Dome. Egalier, you must come to the Murder Dome sometime. It's a lovely sport, it's a lovely show.
It's a real hoot.
Yes, very fun.
Perhaps Mortimer could do a little intelligence gathering using what remains of the root network.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, just... So he's going to, like, reach out to one of these mushrooms, see if there's any still connected worm-shippers on the other side of the rockfall. If I can.
Okay. With a 12, you are able to sense a few minds connected to the root network. You're not exactly able to with a 12. You're not going to be able to influence them or read their thoughts or anything. But I will let you know that there are still a few attached to the network.
Can I draw some data from their senses, try to figure out how close Celia is to breaking through?
Not with a 12.
Hey, is there any way we can communicate?
I can send out... last time I sent out an all-points bulletin and managed to turn them all against Celia.
I mean, I just want to let her know that she can't win, and then hopefully she can just give her a chance to surrender.
I don't see any reason to think she's connected to the root network at this point.
Yeah, is there a way we could connect to one of them and have them relay that message?
Well, I'll give it a try.
I'm going to take your original 12 for any immediate action. But if Grinderbin also tries to connect to the root network, then we can give it another attempt.
Okay, yeah. I'll try.
Okay. Get in on this. If this is your mum we're trying to talk to.
It's true. Is it Arcana, you said?
Nature or Arcana, and because of your plant-like nature, I will give you advantage as well.
Ooh. All right, 25.
With a 25, 100%, you are connected intimately with every other mind connected to this network right now.
That's an overwhelming feeling.
Yes. You can sense their thoughts. You can get you're seeing visions of these plant people's you're seeing them create the pipe. You're seeing their past. You're seeing them forge this great pipe in the slow process of taking the little scraps of metal mining. You are seeing everything from everyone currently connected to the network.
This is the acid trip part 2.
Yeah, this is the acid trip part 2. Omar already made one clear that. Here's another one.
So what do we see while Grinderbin kind of supercharges on this mushroom? Can we see him wing it out or?
Actually, well, and so it's in front of you is both Grinderbin and Mortimer, and as soon as Grinderbin put one of his hands, if we're going to call them that, onto the mushroom, actually both Grinderbin and Mortimer kind of, went stiff as a board, because now Grinderbin, you're seeing everything. So if you, with a 25, you're kind of able to focus your mind on that area directly in the tunnel where the pounding and the scratching, and you see Celia attempt to move the rubble rock by rock. Some of her worm shippers are trying. They are not very strong or helpful. They're more like children who are getting in the way of Celia trying to do the actual work.
How much of this is Mortimer seeing by proxy, by the way? You see kind of everything that Grinderbin is seeing, and you are aware that Grinderbin is in your head, in everyone's head. Okay, disconnect immediately. You got this. You got this, bro. Just a couple of things up here I'd rather kept here, stayed here.
With the 25, Grinderbin knows.
What?
Everything about your past. We're going to see what is parsed out. I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm going to send Jesse a private message later. But Grinderbin, you not only see the past, and it comes to you in flashes and pieces. Actually, why don't you roll me an intelligence check, just a straight up intelligence check. I want to see how much you're able to parse out from all of this intense noise.
My best stat. We'll see how it goes.
Can I do something to block him?
12.
Can Mortimer do something to guard his own memories?
No.
In fairness, you did sort of invite him onto the network with you.
I didn't. I wasn't inviting him right into my back passage.
I mean, it was your mind.
To look through all
network.
my privates.
You said, "Hey, Grinderbin, get in on this."
Mortimer,
you didn't know they could do that, though.
I will remind you, the exact same thing happened when Celia was on the network.
You can't hand someone your phone to do a Google search and then be upset when they learn what your last Google search was.
Yes.
I could be upset if you look.
That's fair. So yeah, like basically you're seeing scraps and pieces of everyone's memory, of everyone's life, of their mind. You are now a part of it, but you're not focusing on Mortimer. You're not focusing on the worm shippers in this room. You are moving it towards the one in the hallway. So Mortimer, you have disconnected as soon as you felt Grinderbin in your mind?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Straight away.
So Grinderbin, as you kind of move out, you feel Mortimer disconnect from the network, but you are now in the hallway. You can see like the couple that are still connected out there. You're kind of getting like surveillance camera footage of Celia attempting to clear away the rubble.
Okay. Can I encourage one of the connected mushrooms to talk? That's in the hallway with her.
Oh, no, you have, like, they are with a 25 Arcana, they are your puppets.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, what you notice is you see this one is connected, this one is connected, and this one is connected to the network. Okay. What you can see from that vantage point is Celia and 4 other worm shippers directly around her. You see 4 or 5 more down this hallway, kind of waiting. And so like Celia and these 4 are working on the digging, and then you see like more troops basically waiting. And so like this one, and this one are connected to the network still.
Okay, cool. I'll have this one, the close one, start talking. Be like, Celia, mother.
Is that my little Wavelinden?
I don't know what's happened to you over the past 100 years that's made you so bitter and hateful.
Well, not bitter and hateful. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, we know what happened in the last 20 minutes has made her bitter and hateful.
I was going to say, you and your friends, kind of blew me up a little bit. Has undone a bunch of work that I've been working on. That's made me pretty dang miffed. But no, it's not bitter. We're working on a better place, better world.
That's the bitterness, that you think that the world needs to be destroyed. That you can make something better.
Well, of course I think I can make something better. Sometimes when you got a problem, you gotta do a clean cut and start on over. Realize when your losses outweigh the possibility of gains. This is gardening 101. Sometimes you gotta dig it up by the roots in order to get all the weeds out. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm doing the same thing that every great leader has done. I'm just doing a better job at it.
And if I had every other leader in this weird, I'm going to say, honestly, overwhelming and very mindfuckery mental thing that we've got going on right now, I would also say that to them. But you're the one that's in here. You're the one who I'm related to. And you're the one who I want you to stop, because you can't win this. And while we have some serious differences, severely serious differences, there's an outcome where you can come out of this to be a better person than you are now, rather than die trying to achieve something that you don't even really want.
That I don't really want. I've had centuries to think about this. You think I don't really want it?
And who have you connected with on this plan?
Well, but who do I need to connect with? I got myself. Mull helped here and there, of course. And me and Mull, we worked on that for a long time.
So you've created an isolated place that just continually gives you a feedback loop of what you think you want to know.
If you're saying that I've created some sort of echo chamber for myself and only
that's
hear
a good way to
ideas
put it.
that,
especially
that
here in a
I
cave,
like.
actually. That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah, no, I understand where you're trying here, but also I've created a century-long echo chamber for myself, and I don't think that your kind words are gonna change that for me. That's a little out of character. Grinderbin, roll me a perception check here. I'm looking for better than a 12.
The root network is Facebook.
My gosh, it's Facebook.
all along.
19.
Metaphor 19. Then you notice handily that Celia is reaching one of her little tendrils towards the root network.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, okay.
And it's getting closer.
Yeah.
And it's getting closer.
I want to save her, but we'd be like,
You should mind fight her.
She's made her bed.
No.
Let her lie in it.
I am not going to mind fight her. Oh, okay.
You rolled a 25.
I'm sorry that it had to come to this and I disconnect.
Okay.
So, how's she doing?
Snap back and be like, oh, it's kind of weird only seeing one place at a time.
Here, we'll get you back over here. So you disconnect from the network before Celia is able to lay a hand.
Grinderbin very distraught and is like, she's coming through. We need to get ready.
Yeah, whatever. You didn't see anything in here, did you?
Not even gonna register, like not completely blank, move past that.
I mean, it's fine if you did. I just, I just feel we should be clear on these things.
Give me
Hot
one
diggity
second.
dog.
Hot diggity dog.
It's some sort of insider information here.
It's insider information.
Bloody hell.
As Grinderman comes out of this, do with it what you will.
Okay.
I want to ask Connie Jarmy, who was the one who told the humans that we were at the trading post? Like, who's their informant? Who's their witness, rather?
I see your compatriots of my family. I'll tell you all the information I have. Unfortunately, I do not have that information. Only Captain Goodair would know that. I'm just a foot soldier. I'm not privy to the particulars. I do as I'm told. Until this exact moment in which I knew I had a brother, cousin, uncle.
How related are you to Tidenland, Jarmy? Was that like a great-great-grandparent situation?
It gets a little complicated throughout the years. But yes, basically great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter.
How'd you end up being the last one, though?
We, some don't have children. Some have been lost in battles. I myself am a warrior. I have not taken a partner and don't really plan on having children. That's not my thing.
Right. Well, Lord Wavelanden Jarmy is the direct issue of Tidenland, so he'd be your great-great-great-great-uncle.
Oh. Okay. Good to know.
But also, why aren't you the queen right now?
Oh,
Because Queen Beyonce is the queen.
Well, no, I know that. Like, I've heard of Beyonce. Big fan.
Oh, aren't we all? She does marvelous things.
Right. But like, if Jarmy was the king and you're of his lineage, what happened?
Well, the Jarmy regime, the bloodline started to waver a little bit with Jarmy's grandson, who wasn't the most stable person, of course, after his grandfather was, killed, disappeared, lost to the ages. The Jarmy name fell out of favor, and so that's when the Knolls, who were cousins of the Jarmys, took power. And so, obviously, I still hold a high position. Most Jarmys have, but it was a transfer of power while remaining within similar lineage.
Right, so it wasn't a coup or anything?
No, it was, well, it was a coup against great-great-great grandfather Boris. Boris Jarmy, who did a incredibly shit job at running the country. Boris, as a leader in general, and you know what? Everyone knew it too. Everyone knew he was an idiot, so they kicked him out.
Pragmatic. So anyway, Grindabin, anything more you'd like to share with the class?
We got a little bit of time. She's really struggling to make it through there. Little minions are not a whole lot of help.
No, believe me, I know.
What I will say as you come out of this, what you notice is Becky Goodair moves closer to Egalier and not trying to whisper, not trying to hide this at all, just says, I believe the deal is changing as more information comes to light. This is ruining a lot of our plans here, and our truce might be on hold for a moment. And Egalier is just like, there's no way I could have known about this. The deal was I would show you where the criminals were, and you would prosecute them, and that would improve relations in between the Aasimar and human folk. I believe I have still held up my end of the bargain. If you would like to back out, you can explain that to your superiors. And they start bickering back and forth.
So Sigmar interjects. So you're the snitch, he yells at Egalier.
Why, what do you mean?
You're the one who fed these humans the bull that we were responsible for that trading post nonsense?
Egalier says, I have no idea what you're talking about. I knew nothing of the atrocities that you've committed against human royalty. I was not.
So I'm looking at Becky. I was just gesturing. I was like, this the kind of person you're dealing with?
We came to Egalier looking for your band after we discovered what you've done. It has been verified by eyewitness reports.
What did we do, sir? Defend our honor is all we did. It was a matter of honor, to which the laws of the land must fall secondary.
Like, I want to know who your witnesses are, because I don't know why Egalier would have any information as to what happened there.
Egalier, as far as I know, knew nothing of your murder of Count Ruckersford. She very graciously offered your location to us so we could take you to trial, so we could take you to court for the murder.
So she tried to pin murder on us.
Yeah, there was no murder.
Yeah,
I just want to get that
crime.
clear.
Oh,
no crime was committed
I'm
that
not
day.
a murderer. Like, Sigmar's very offended by the idea that we defended ourselves.
Yes, 'twas an honor killing. It was a matter between gentlemen.
And that will be settled in court. You killed royalty. Our eyewitness placed you there, told us of the scuffle, and then you tried to hide the bodies, I apologize, in the woods. We have found the bodies, and we are taking you in for trial to see if anyone can corroborate these outlandish stories. As far as I see, it was murder.
We were giving them a decent burial as best we could under harsh conditions. We had nothing but respect for their martial prowess. It was a privilege to see them in action, and equally a privilege to wear this scar that I was given by Ruckersford's greatsword that day.
Yeah, did your witnesses also say that they attacked us first in a room full of innocent people, and that we tried to stop it, but they wouldn't?
Yeah, I'm curious if you would have brought Fudge Ruckersford to court had he actually murdered all of us.
No offense to you, but it wouldn't be very likely anyone would be looking for you.
All right, I'm trying to fight her.
You're gonna try to fight her?
Like I'm trying to like grab on her, like, how dare you?
Oh, okay, great.
Be like, hold on.
So Sigmar, cool your jets.
Wait. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Sigmar just said he was going to grab the captain of Sasha's Fierce Warriors guards.
Yep.
You go ahead. So are you trying to grapple her, or are you trying to attack her? You need to.
I'm not like hitting her, but like, yeah. I'm grabbing her up. Like, you don't know who you're messing with, lady?
All right, then we're gonna need an opposed strength check. A strength ability check. I will do this in front of the table here.
Normal. Dang it.
Yeah, okay, so Becky rolled a 16, you rolled a 7, you lay hands on her, she sweeps the leg and throws you to the ground immediately with more than double your strength score. You are prone on the ground, Sigmar.
One of the steps in and goes, whoa, there's no need for this to get any nastier. We're all against the same threat here. Listen, I can tell you...
I'm sorry, did the murderer just attack me when I tried to bring him to justice? Oh, I'm sorry, what are you saying? You bunch of liars.
Listen, I can tell you've been inconvenienced. Perhaps we can offer an alternative deal. Perhaps a deal of information. That perhaps you and your clients may be interested in.
Clients?
Or whoever you're working with.
With her hands still on Sigmar, she looks up at you and she says, I am the captain of Sasha's fierce warriors. I have direct chain of command to Prince Chisaric III. There is no client. I am here for all of humanity. What is it you have to offer me?
The location of the Jade Homunculus.
I'm listening.
After we're out of this conflict.
That also includes your bogus murder charges on us, by the way.
Yes. I'm sure they'll have greater concerns.
Ooh. Fascinating. I know you were near the location that it was stolen from, as we know where the bodies were found. Prove to me that you have seen the Jade Homunculus. Describe it for me.
It's a short humanoid statue made of jade.
Suppose. But that is what a homunculus is. Right? But, I guess he said it very convincingly. Sigmar, Captain Goodair straight up lifts you off the ground and places you back on your feet.
I tell her, thank you.
Sigmar, she could have kicked your candy ass clear across the state line.
Candy ass.
Absolutely right, I could have.
What a shining moment for Sigmar. I love it.
Okay, so yes, she puts Sigmar back on his feet and says, I cannot do anything about the murder charges, but with your promise of information on the location of the Jade Homunculus, we can call a truce for the moment, and once we are out of this situation, there will be answers and there will be justice.
I'll spit on my palm and hold it out and say, I'm very much counting on that.
And she hawks a loogie right back and does that grip that's going to be really hard for us to animate that they do in Predator, where you grab each other's wrists.
Yeah, Sigmar is disgusted. He's still a little bougie. He doesn't like that.
What is it, generally speaking, that you're going to tell the group? You now have a very active audience of the Asmar folk. Egalier is not happy, but is playing very, very close to the chest, very silently, kind of with her troops. The dwarves are there. They're on board. You now have all of the humans. Everyone, you have an active audience.
We got time to set up an ambush.
We do. We could also set some of the explosives so as soon as someone comes through there, we could just, set those off to do additional damage before we have to put whoever will be at the front lines in direct danger.
Right. So we take ambush formation either side of the door, place explosives in the path of whatever comes through.
Everyone in the group insight checks, please.
With advantage, because that's a wisdom roll.
Ooh.
My insights.
Even my advantage checks have been shit today.
Wow, absolutely.
Oh no.
Very distracted. I feel like that is an appropriate role for Grinderbin in this situation.
Yes,
So
yeah.
I'm good with it.
Grinderbin, all of a
yes.
sudden, your status has skyrocketed, and you are not used to this. You have a lot of personal, emotional information, so you literally barely notice that like Egalier is here, basically. You know nothing.
It's really the least of my concerns.
Dabarella and Sigmar, with your 13 insight check, as basically like the seasoned warriors start to kind of like confer amongst each other. Oh yeah, no, we'll do here. Maybe we could take these look like benches. We can use these as barricades, and just kind of poke from afar, make them clear out their own dead, so it's harder for them. Like they start going through their plans. You, as you're noticing all this, you look around and remember that there are still plant folk connected to the network, and they are all staring at you.
She can hear everything.
Oh, bollocks.
Right.
So that's just something that Dabarella and Sigmar notice, is all four of the plant people in this room are staring at you.
Sigmar just says out loud, "What are you looking at?"
Which one are you saying that to?
This one down here.
Okay, yeah, and that one like cocks their head a little bit, and you hear, "Oh, I'm just listening to your big strong plans, is all."
Everyone kill the worshippers.
and all of a sudden, everyone's like, "What's going on? What's happening?"
It turns out Celia is connected to the network, and all these wormshippers that were still here just heard everything we just said. So we're going to kill all the wormshippers, and then we're going to come up with a completely different plan to the last one we just had.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be a real good plan. You got a lot of options trapped in that room.
All right, Sigmar shoots
Yeah,
at the
you're
one.
sounding
he just
pretty
po-
smug for a
he just
lady who
yelled
doesn't
at.
have an arse anymore.
Yeah, Sigmar, like you are easily able to take out your bow and arrow and just myrtleate all of these wormshippers, I will say.
Dabarella goes, "Everyone, I know this is a really weird time to ask, but does anyone have any eggs from birds that fly on them?"
Question. 2 questions. 1, are eggs included in Dabarella's recipe for that sandwich, the magic sandwich? And 2, would eggs be included in our general do we think Fuzzy Hugs will like this food?
Ooh.
Because I got a whole bag of holding full of food.
Here's what I'll say is absolutely, Grinderbin, when you asked for generic food, eggs would be a part of that.
Okay.
They would probably be chicken eggs, but I have been corrected. Chickens, while they can't fly, they sure can feather fall.
Yeah.
And so you do have a large amount of eggs with you, and even Moped is like, well, I always keep a few on me just in case of emergencies.
And
so,
I have some, and I don't know why.
Grinderbin, I'll say you have like a dozen eggs, and Moped has a couple large eggs.
So Dabarella goes, "It may seem like a weird time, but it's as good as a time as we're gonna get. Eggs are on me." This is a good luck meal of friendship, because food is very important and it brings people together. And so hopefully this brings us good luck in case anything really bad happens.
And like Moped is like pushing people aside, like, "Ooh, another Dabarella meal. Yeah, y'all gotta get in on this. This is great. Here's my eggs."
Here's my eggs.
Absolutely. So you are able to, and with all of the eggs and all of like the Grinderbin ingredients, you're able to make like a wonderful meal for everyone. It's probably like generally a smaller meal, like everyone gets a scrambled egg or whatever. But yeah, you're able to whip together a lovely egg concoction. And what I'm going to say is like all of the Aasimar folk, Ida, because Moped is so enthusiastic about it, so they will all trust you. Egalier knows about your magical kitchenette, so she eats up. She understands the benefit of this, where she's like, a good... And so as Egalier grabs her plate, she looks to you, Dabrella, and goes, a good luck meal, you say?
Mm-hmm. Because friends help friends. Isn't that right, Egalier?
Ooh, I'm feeling those sparks again.
It's just interesting what sort of help you think we'll need with these eggs, these bird eggs.
Okay, what do we need to do to detonate the explosives under the tube? Mortimer will ask Poppers that.
Hit him hard with literally anything, or if you gotta, if he like pulls out, or I got this fuse that we can light. Okay,
I need a fuse that's short enough to burn very quickly, but long enough that we can get far enough away from the source of the explosion when it goes off.
Oh, okay, yeah, no problem. And he hands you some, ties them together, hands you some fuses. The humans are a little skeptical of your egg meal.
Well, it's not for everyone. I mean, if you've got cholesterol problems, we won't press you.
I promise I'm a really good cook.
Connie, immediately, she sees Grinderbin eating. Connie is like, he trusts it. That's a family tie. I'm in. And Becky Goodair was immediately skeptical until Mortimer told her not to. Then she's like, oh, okay, this is good then. I understand. I get what you're doing. And they eat it as well.
Good.
Okay, I think we should get everyone on the far side of the room, near the dragon skull, rig the tube up to explode, and try to lure Celia close to it before we set it off.
That's as good a plan as we got, because the noises are getting more pronounced. She is getting closer.
Okay, where's the explosive? Where do you want us? Where's the explosive?
They're all tied together, and so there's one here, there's one here, there's one here. There's a few of them, but they're all. If one goes off, they will all go off in a chain.
Is this tube secured to the ground?
It is not screwed into the ground, and from what you can tell, you've inspected this pipe good enough. No, it is just resting on these like wooden mats, like place things. Yeah.
Bump that. We got a bunch of hardy people. Let's move the pipe closer to the door.
Aha, there's a thought. Well, what about the dragon skull it's connected to?
Pipe's weak. Just break it. Break it off at the neck.
Yeah, or do you just want me to move the explosives to the door?
There's a thought, yeah.
Oh, I thought those were real secure. Okay, yeah, let's just do that.
Well, I can take them off. That won't, I secured them on, but I can take them off.
Wait, we need to disguise them so they're not obvious. Can you plant them in the wall around the tunnel entrance?
I am a miner. I can do anything with rock. Absolutely.
Well, you said he already did that, though.
Oh yeah, there are already some explosives over here, but you want him to take the ones off the pipe and move those there too.
They leave some on the pipe because we need to destroy the pipe as well before we go.
Okay, great. Okay, yeah. So Poppers takes one or two off the pipe and reinforces the ones around the door, but leaves a connect. He basically an explosive here, an explosive here to once this one goes off, then this one, 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 sort of thing.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so yeah, these warriors will go over here. Egalier is going to stay very close to Becky Goodair. And let's see here. Her warriors will go with her.
I would really like Saurine Crunchyfoot with me, because I haven't gone to talk to her yet, and she's the one that's really good with the axe, and I just feel like her and Dabrella would get along if they had the chance.
We'll say okay, you know what? Yeah, we'll say you had that conversation. So Queen O, Captain, and a couple soldiers go on this side. Saurine, Crunchyfoot, these soldiers, and Poppers come by you, Dabarella. Saurine is like, oh man, this is very exciting. I enjoy battle, but normally, it looks bad if I'm in Murder Dome and I kill too many people because I'm royalty. So this has been really fun, killing people, battling in general. I'm having a great time. Thanks for bringing us along.
You've been such a good help. No, thank you for coming, because you didn't have to, but we could not have done it without you, because you're so good at this. So thank you.
you're really kind. I feel like we've been institutionalized to believe that Upsiders are like these boogeymen, these monsters. But you've been really gracious. You're turning me around a little bit. And just as you're having that wonderful heart-to-heart, like the last rock in the cave opening falls, and there you see a slew of worm shippers start coming through, and way at the back of the line you see Celia Sporefold. She doesn't quite fit in the cave.
She doesn't fit.
She doesn't here. The cave's a little small for her.
Poking some heads out
by design. Yeah. So you see her poking some heads out, and the worm shippers are coming. Are you lighting the fuse? What's happening?
Mortimer will go, per our previous conversation, you need to lighten up and light the fuse.
You light the fuse, and it starts to go. We're gonna give Celia a quick dexterity saving throw. As you might imagine, dexterity is not a giant mushroom strong point. I wish I would have rolled that in front of the table. Celia rolled a -3 dexterity saving throw.
Oh, wow.
Celia has a negative. She has a -5 to dexterity.
Oh.
And so she kind of like lumbers through this and, stands up to full height and is about to give like her big bad guy speech to the big group. So she is not registering the fact that this fuse is lit and heading right towards her. And even some of the worm shippers are like, and so she's like, well, it looks like all my kaboom, 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 all the explosives go off. Little bits of Celia splatter the walls with all of these explosions. The worm shippers. It is a Pollock-esque, the amount of damage done to Celia Sporefold. But with all of those explosives, the floor starts crumbling and shaking, and a pit opens up underneath you. You all start falling. Quite luckily, Dabarella prepared for this, and instinctively everyone feather falls.
Yay!
Hey.
So question, did Celia also fall?
No, Celia is
chunks.
liquid.
Oh,
She
so
is
she's
risotto
dead.
on the walls. Like
Wait,
Soto.
don't mushrooms reproduce with spores?
They do.
Is she dead
Perhaps we
right
should
now?
get perhaps we should get a cleanup crew down here.
You mean up there?
Up there.
There. The body of Celia is complete liquid on the walls at this point, but here's what happens. As you fall into this absolutely gargantuan volcanic cavern, you see a inert King Fuzzy Hug. Is he sleeping? Is he playing possum? I guess we'll have to find out next time on Adventure is Nigh. You finally got to him. The Fuzzy Hug. Thanks everybody for watching and or listening to this. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.